Hi, I'm Percival and this time the channel will have an unusual video.
2 years ago, on February 24th, 2022, Russia attacked Ukraine.
It is not secret that the night thousands of tank and artillery systems, hundreds of planes and hundreds of thousands of Russian soldiers crossed the border of Ukraine and launched a full-scale invasion.
It lasted 2 years, but the war started much earlier. At the same time, when Ukrainians announced that they didn't want to allow a dictatorship as in Russia and went out to protest in 2013. Yes, it was from the Euromaidan when our confrontation with the Russians began, because it was they who did everything to prevent our country from going down the democratic path.
You're right, Bastard. It was during the Revolution of Dignity that the war between good and evil began. I was a participant in this event and I remember this frosty day well. It's frosty outside, but the fire of freedom burned in our hearts, which did not allow us to freeze, even when we were watered from water cannons in -20. The opposition Russian, who say that nothing depends on them, will be an example. After President Yanukovych fled, the Russian entered the Crimea with troops and stole it. They lied to the whole world that there were no Russian troops there, and that they were a local volunteer who bought military uniform in a local store.
Форму, пойдите в магазин вот у нас и вы купите там любую форму.
Это были российские солдаты или нет?
Это были местные силы самообороны. Местные силы самообороны.
Crimea, I miss Crimea so much. I haven't seen Yalta for so long. My whole childhood was spent there.
Like mine, I had so many friends there. I had my dearest friend there. He stays there even now. I miss him very much and I believe that we will definitely see each other again. But Russia did not stop at the occupation of Crimea. They went further and started a war in the east of Ukraine.
The Russians shot down the Malaysian airplane and again lied that it was not them. Russia sent numerous humanitarian convoys to the east, in which of course there were not humanitarian but weapons.
Many weapons, ammunition, shells, machine gun. She turned the eastern part of Ukraine into the hell. Having created bandit enclaves in Donetsk and Lugansk, she announced the whimsical formation of the DNR and the LNR, and she continued to lie. All wisdom people checked the fact and understood that Russian can only lie, distort and manipulate. The famous meme about Donbass being bombed for 8 years would be funny if it weren't so tragic. This is what Donbass was like before the war and what it became when Russia came to liberate it.
2 years ago, the world changed forever. Russia has broken international politics and all of the rules that were still in effect have disappeared. Now, only the force of arms decides who is right. That is why Ukraine is asking for help from different countries that valued democracy and individual freedom.
That is why all democratic countries around the world are on the side of Ukraine, on the side of the country that was attacked. Russian allies include Iran, the North Korea and Belarus. Those countries where human life is worth nothing, where there are dictatorial regime. Russia is an evil that wants to defeat, which wants to destroy everything around.
Russia is destroying Ukrainian cities every day. It launches missiles and drones at residential buildings. It fights not so much with the army as with the civilian population. These are real terrorists who have millions of missiles and even a nuclear bomb.
The Russians sites a nuclear plant and the whole world at one point seemed to be a participant in an action movie from the 90s. Only this is not a movie and Russia can really blow up a nuclear plant. How she did it when she destroyed the dam in Kherson. Russians commit crimes every day, terrible crimes that cannot be counted.
But don't worry, we remember everything. Everything is recorded and there will be responsibility and punishment for every crime. While the Russians live their lives and pretend that there is no war, their government, their army commit crimes against humanity on behalf of the Russians, and they will all pay a high price for it.
Yes, we do not live in the cinema. Yeah, justice is such a thing that does not work like in the movie and the main character does not destroy the Death Star in the last minute of the film.
Although, in this case, even Luke Skywalker is on our side and is collecting money for drones for the armed forces in Ukraine. Mark Hamill is a real hero and Jedi.
You're right. Also, this is not a movie, justice will be done. Yes, maybe a little longer than we would like, but it will definitely be, because otherwise the world will fall to pieces. It will be total chaos, everyone understands that. Therefore, this will not be allowed.
A lot has happened in these 2 years. Ukrainians have become more united than ever. Ukrainians grew up and saw their place in the world. Ukrainians are an example for everyone how to fight for their land and their freedom. Today, all over the world, Ukrainians take to town squares to remind that the war continues, that Russia will not stop unless it is stopped. And the key to peace lies in the hands of the armed forces of Ukraine.
If Russia is not stopped, it will go further, to the Baltic countries, to Poland. Who will be next? No one knows, but everyone clearly understands that the end of the war is still far away. And only together, united, we will be able to defeat evil. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to all of the heroes who protect our land, our freedom.
Glory to the air defense forces that shoot down missiles and drones that fly into the wisdom of our homes.
Glory to every volunteer who collects money and help the army. Glory to everyone who is on the road to our victory.
Eternal glory to the heroes who gave their lives in this war. For all these 10 years, no one will be forgotten, and their sacrifice will not be in vain. Ukraine was, Ukraine is, and Ukraine will be part of the free world.
Shield and sword of the free world. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to the heroes.